All right, yo. So we definitely had like an interesting round, but the next question for the floor is real general. Well, these two guys right here, married, he's just talking outside the scene, but what's the dating scene like? What does it look like in 2025?
Wait, what? What you say?
What's the dating scene look like in 2025?
Oh, it sucks. I mean, shoot, that's so simple as that. You talk to a girl, she just skates. That's it. It's corny. Right there.
You got the right? Yeah. Oh, all right. I got you.
Take it easy, right?
Yeah, just to reiterate, what does the dating scene look like in 2025?
Oh man, this the question right now. Yeah, it's trash. It's trash. It's nothing else to talk about.
Ain't no dating scene. You a positive person?
No.
Bring that positive.
No, it's no positive in dating. That's it. I ain't got nothing to talk about, brother. It's trash. It's like, no, all jokes aside though, you know, it's trash. It's trash. The facts is trash. You can, no, I'm being dead real.
Well, why would you say that it's trash though? You know me, I'm always optimistic.
No, it's cool. I don't like that question. So, but I'm super real when it comes to this relationship stuff. But it's trash, and the reason it's trash is because we people. I'm not putting this in no gender, no race, no. You know what I'm saying? It's just people lack communication skills. They lack empathy. They lack a whole lot. I can't think about it right now, but just those two alone, communication and empathy. If we share that, we'll be a whole lot better as far as understanding. That's where another communication come in at. When we can't communicate, we start to push away because we see things as a problem, and all that do is push the other person away. And not to say that these people haven't been together for a long time, but we're talking about dating. We're not dating for 5 years. That's, you know what I'm saying. That's not how dating go. So when we use the term dating, I'm thinking somebody that probably just met. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that really don't know each other, and they have to work together to be in a relationship. We just went over the topic for social media. It's trash. It's trash because we see things on social media that we want to have, that we think we should have, that we think the person should treat us this way or whatever, and it's not that. So that's not just social media alone, expectations, but also parenting, the way you was brought up, how did you see love, what did love look like to you? Back in the day, we suddenly had like how many? I'm not saying not to say how many. What was the statistics on two-parent households back in the day? No, it was higher. It was higher back in the day, I believe, than it is now. And the reason I say that is because when Beyonce come out with that song, "Who Run the World," girls. Yeah, but even before that. It was taking a daggone turn where women was becoming this macho alpha kind of thing. When it's Mother's Day, they'd be like, all right, I ain't gonna get too deep in this because it was about dating, right? That's what we're gonna keep it at. But when it was Mother's Day, they'd be like, oh, happy Mother's Day. Like you the mom and the dad type shit. We don't get no happy Mother's Day on Father's Day. I'm sorry. We don't get no happy Father's Day on Mother's Day. I said that backwards. And you get the same joint you've been getting where the babies came out of it, and it's all different now. But that's different. But we just don't get the same thing. So and what happens is, right, it gives them a whole nother superpower that was systematically created.
That's good.
Well, yeah, all right. So you
so now instead of dating a woman,
good points,
you dating a whole other human.
No.
Okay, Lou.
No, but the thing is, like, I definitely believe in balance, and everything that you said was true. But hinting what you said earlier, I got another question, like basically on you, like because you got that knowledge. So the thing is, do you think that people are married now because of love or because of finance or like status?
No, I think they marrying now for safety. It's a straight safety thing. I'm not saying everybody. I wouldn't marry for safety now. I don't need it. But other people might. Whether that's male or female. So it's a safety thing. People are fucking scared, man. They're scared. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. They don't know how to make no money. They're losing jobs. The economy is going crazy. Everything is up. They're like, yo, who can help me? They're not married. Hold on, I gotta cook for a second. They're not marrying for love. They're marrying for help. And that be the discrepancy on why it doesn't last. Because instead of marrying somebody for love, you marry them love. Then when they can't help you the way that you want them to help, or the way that you thought they would based off of what you perceive, then it's a problem. Now we gotta get a divorce. You dig what I'm saying? Yo.
Yeah.
That was it, though. So that makes the whole dating scene. If I and one second, my bad. That just makes the whole dating scene trash. That's it.
Well, what I would say is this: I think it's a challenge. There's no question about it. I think you gotta be flexible in terms of and be patient, because I think. I don't know. Y'all familiar with that show that's online, that Pop the Balloon situation? Y'all seen this stuff?
Yeah, that shows a real dating scene.
Now, that's a mess. That show is a mess, right?
It's a straight mess.
It's exposing a lot of the superficialness that's in society, right? You gotta learn how to teach and lead women nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because they so misguided. Like you said, the social media. And they more visual than us sometimes, especially when it comes to material. Oh, he can get me this or he can get me that, right? So you got to take a woman and almost mold her, even though she might think she grown, she's really not there.
Mentally,
you know mentally she's not there.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it can be a challenge, but you gotta
want to do that.
You gotta want to do that. Yeah. So that's the patience with her. We gotta do a lot of self-improvement within ourselves. I put myself in there with whoever. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're gonna be leaders, we gotta lead ourselves first, and then they gotta want to be led. So that's the other piece. So we need women in here too to understand.
No, but nowadays, on real rap, you're gonna find about this much percentage of women that truly want to be led and will allow it, even if you do it properly. They will allow. But hold on, I got a question for Alex though. Alex, you said we gotta be patient. When is patience enough? Like when is because we older now, right? We past our 30s, right? Hold on, that's you. I'm talking to Alex. So we past our 30s. So how much time do we want to waste on being patient?
80 years.
Well, bull.
That's a good listen. That's a good question. It depends on the woman, right? If you got a woman who got some of what you're looking for, you would grant her a little bit more grace, a little bit more patience than one where right from the door you're like, nah, I'm good. The red flag is up, I'm good.
I gotta say no. Yeah, the one that might got what you looking for at the door, that might not be the one. So you being patient with somebody that you could be wrong with, and then you being short-tempered with somebody that you could be wrong about.
At the end of the day, we know love's a risk, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a give and take.
It's a give and take. It's a gamble.
Wait, hold on. Smart gamble though, because Nico, I think you agree with me. There's risk in a lot of things that you do, but you do smarter risk than there's smarter risk than dumb risk. Yeah, calculate. That's how you say it. Calculating risk. So my thing is, and I was gonna say, wait, you got daughters, right? So you got daughters, or anybody got daughters here? So I'm gonna go even deeper, like what he said. How can I lead this woman where, and I know the fight backs is answer question I'm about to say. How can I lead this woman? How can I lead your daughter or somebody dates your daughter when me and her get a tit for tat, or I'm trying to teach her something that's, oh, well, guess what? My daddy wouldn't say that. I'm gonna go back to my daddy. Oh, my daddy's a big time director. You don't got money like him. My daddy won't let me do this. How can I lead this girl when she's always going back to y'all? Now, I understand your daughter is like a princess, but that's what I'm going with. And I know that's why I want to get y'all, especially y'all two. But and I already go, like I said, as a guy who's 31, I never really tell nobody what I do. But as soon as they find out I'm a professional actor, they see the little blue check mark and everything, that all switches up. But when they see Andrew himself, the way I look bummy usually, it's always, oh, well, my daddy wouldn't do this. Oh, my daddy wouldn't let you do this. Oh, my dad does this. Oh, well, guess what? My daddy pays all the bills for me. Oh, date your fucking dad then. What the hell they gotta do with me?
Listen, yeah, at the end of the day, that's a tough job because
I know what you're gonna say though. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear what the answers are. What's the answer?
No, so the fight back is, if I fight myself back is, well, Drew, you gotta understand, I'm not gonna just let my daughter date anybody. I know the man who I was. I'm not gonna just let my daughter just date a Philly nigga, because we know how some, I ain't gonna lie to you, some Philly niggas do, which is, yo, what's up? If you're a real girl, you'll help me out and buy me this Hellcat real quick. I mean, if you're a real one, oh, you can give me this $800. That's what I said. I know the fight back against it, but I'm just saying at the same time, for an average guy, I get it. Nico, you did your thing, you made your kids, you got, you're great in the army, you got your investment, so you'll do anything for your daughter. But now,
I don't fully believe in that sentiment though. Like I'm not. I see the fight
just
back.
you, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. We just talking general or whatever. So I feel the generalization, but I feel like that's not every dad. You know what I'm saying? Like I want my daughter to always do X, Y, Z, whatever. But like I want you to know, like I was just saying, like the realistic of life. Like I ain't gonna be able to be there to walk your hand with you every situation, and nor do I feel like I should have to. I feel like that's my job to teach you to do all that stuff. You want to come to me X, Y, Z, whatever, but. Again, like you can't save everybody, and everybody don't deserve to be saved. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let your kids fall. You gotta let yourself fall. People gotta let people fall, especially your kids. So, you know, my daughter, she 18, whatever, she can cry me, you know, come and bother me. X, Y, Z, I'm always gonna be there for my daughter, but you know, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm not always gonna be like, well, what did you do? And X, Y, Z. Like, I'm gonna just, you know, listen to what I gotta do, whatever. But it's not always like, you know, I'm here for you in place of a man. Like, no, my responsibility is to, like, I'm a man. My wife was given to me from her father. So my ability one day to, you know, okay, Father, you meeting X, Y, Z, here you go, John, this is my daughter, you take her hand in marriage and you take care of her. It's your responsibility now. She gets married, what's the difference? You know, you get married, I don't want to hear how you calling me, talking about something, but you can, but again, like, what other than the advice and wisdom should I be giving you? You know, you gotta live your own life.
Thanks, but we're the last generation that thinks like that.
I feel you though, Nico. I'm at to say, I don't care how old my children get. I got a daughter, I got one daughter, several boys, right? I don't care how old my daughter gets. She can call me, she can tell me, she can vent to me, she can cry to me, and she can love me more and more every day, more than she loves her husband, her boyfriend, her ex-husband, her ex-wife. It don't matter. That's my daughter, and I'm gonna do everything and anything for my only daughter. I don't care what the situation is, but that's just me.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
I'm saying? And I'm gonna cut her check. It doesn't matter. She's taking care of it.
Yeah, I think you should. You just were preparing them. That's all. Like I want to do that and prepare them.
I'm not preparing. I'm taking
I think this is where
That's why
it don't matter.
At the end of the day, I always want to see that consciousness in the back of my daughter's mind.
I was about to say that, Alan. I was just about to say that.
Like she hear her daddy's voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, Drew,
if that happens, I did my job. Because I ain't gonna be able to be around forever.
No.
It's not a bad joke. It's not a bad joke. Somebody's like, oh, my daddy wanted. Yo, that's a woman that had a father figure. That I'm not saying they all. Everybody has a father figure and know how to treat a man. But listen, she has a foundation, and guess what you can do with that foundation? Go talk to that foundation.
But that's what I'm saying. Even me though, and I had, like I said, I dealt with fathers like you before and stuff. Like I said, it's not an issue with, but at some point, when do I get my woman? Because you're, like I said, you're in my way. Now I get it. It sounds, I know how it sounds coming off as toxic, but at the end of the day, it's always will come down to it. Like, hold on, like my dad came this foundation. You know, I would do anything for my daughter. This, that, third. I'm like, all right, my God, I understand it, but she's mine now. Like I'm trying to take care of her. I'm trying to build something with her, and it's always comes. And then when her daughter starts to hear, hey, well, my grandfather said I could go to him anytime. Now it's becoming an issue.
Look though, she's not yours. No, time out, my bad, time out.
I said, bring it on, I got daughters, so that's what I said. That's the problem.
She's not yours, bro. That's the problem. The problem is she's not yours. She will never be yours. Okay? Understand that. One, they always gonna choose. She's gonna choose whether to love you more than her father or less than her father. That's just it. How you win that battle is going to talk to the source. That's it. You got the upper hand, bro. She's telling you, my dad. That's your teacher. That's where you go. And you holler at dad. Let him take you out to dinner. Let's go grab a drink, dad. Oh, and then you ask the dad, yo, when so-and-so did this, how did you handle it?
That's one thing I always did. Just real quick. One thing I always did for a woman that had a strong father, I always did make the bond with their father.
Yes. I respect that.
I always did. Go ahead.
I got you, brother. The bigger the bond is with the dad,
You see, it's those days.
the less disrespect you
All right,
probably
let me scoop y'all.
But you need that. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? So a few things. A leader knows the way, shows the way, and go the way himself. You have to be that man. So if I have a daughter, if you're not him, like, nah, baby, he ain't him. And if you can't live up to it, that's okay, because every man is not the same. Like, people who say that we're the same or we're created equal, we're not. You might have one talent, he might have 2 talents, he might have 5 talents, and that's according to their ability. So if I'm a man of God, right, because I center everything around God, so I raise my daughter a certain way, and whoever she come up, whoever she deal with, he gotta be able to replace me. You see what I'm saying? It ain't that she's my daughter, but you gotta be him. If you're not him, it is okay. It ain't even nothing personal. You just don't meet the mark. And then that's how you should look at it. Like, look, I just can't meet that mark of that man. Because you're gonna have big shoes to fill. Like, you're gonna have to carry that responsibility. So now you gotta know who the man is. Who is the father? Like, what has he done? What's his story? And do you gel with him? Because the flip side to that is it's like, listen,
they don't know about the bed.
Well, if you do you bond with him? Because there's certain experiences that I may have that you've never experienced, you never seen. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my daughter might have a certain sense of security, meaning like I'll run through this wall, bro. Like legit, I'm not lying. Or I have that mentality, like that's my daughter. No, I'm serious. Like, so if she don't feel safe like that with you, nah, baby, he ain't that. He a good dude. I support you, but he ain't the one for my daughter, and that's it. So it's not like the pop is in the way. It's more so like, who am I?
No,
He's especially at the one.
When we start dating,
If he can arrange a time to sit down, talk to you, look you in your eyes, and talk to you like a man.
I agree with that.
Definitely.
No, I don't agree.
I can't feel it, you know what I mean?
So if you saying after, so you saying like after.
So going back to the main question before, he said, "How is dating is today?" And you say how the females act. And now that in our generation, the fathers are in the lives, which I understand. I get all that. So in a way, it's nuanced. But it gets to a point now where daddies are too much in a woman's life. And I'm not saying it's protection-wise. I've been dating your daughter for, let's say, about a whole year now. I like her, she like me. I got somebody like Troy that's always calling like, oh yeah, he's trying to fix the faucet right now, but daddy, I know you can do it better. Daddy, yeah, we going a little hard times. It's like, yo, like chill, like I'm trying.
All right, so that's
your point. I'm gonna come over and fix it. Sound like you, but I'm gonna show you how to do it.
Huh?
right.
Sound like this has been a traumatic experience for you.
Yeah, I've been showing how it's been like this. 18, 19, 20. When I was broke at the time, yeah, it was hard because it was like you was always getting compared for $5 to get there. Go ahead. You say my dating though.
I didn't even get to cook yet. I'm gonna just say, you know,
we gonna wrap this up.
I'm still talking about dating, right?
Yeah.
I say this era of dating is just, it's not too much a trend. It's just all easy nowadays. You know, like
What you mean by easy?
like you just like the pop a balloon.
Well, you be tricking women? You said it was easy.
You can pop a balloon and you got a date or something like that. Back in the day, you had to write a letter. You had to really put like time and try to get. Yeah. You had to put some time in to get the girl you want. Nowadays, I go outside and go, what's up? And that's it.
Nico, you cooking?
Go ahead, you first.
No, let me say that. So my man over here, he know, that's my man.
So,
But I want to say this, and this is hard, because he kind of saying it in the street way. I'm going to say it a more
he about to say true. You ain't shit.
Meek Mill is right. When he said there's levels and it hurt my feelings. Listen, you gotta listen to that Levels by Meek Mill's song. And I hated him for it because I'm like, he is right. There is levels to certain women. And he's talking about, because there's levels financially, and then there's something called, and I love this for the regular folk, something called standard levels. And when you meet a woman of standard, you can tell when she got a father. I don't care, any nigga, no, I'm so sorry, any nigga will know the difference between running through women who don't have a father and one who does. And as soon as I meet a woman, I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I'm trying to bag something, and she say something, I'm like, she got a father. I can't cook the same because there's a strong man behind her, and it's in her voice, it's in her DNA. And my woman, she's Haitian. Her dad is in her life, and when I met her, I had no choice but to level up my standard. I knew as soon as I deemed her and she hit me back, I said, oh, this ain't a regular. And when a father is in her life, what you're meeting is something called a standard and expectation. I agree. And as fathers, my daughter's about to go to the 9th grade. We put something in her. We cooking. She's not mad. It's my stepdaughter. But I have her in the lab already. I said, there's going to be men who are going to try to get something out of you
the easy way. And he said something that hurt me, and I want you to take your time and I want you to go back and study about something called patience. A man of standard and a father will teach you this word called patience. Anything that's worthy of time, it has to have a certain time. There's difference between warm-up chicken nuggets and when you actually bake a chicken. It ain't the same. Anything that takes time is worthy. Anything that's too fast, I would be scared. A girl that says, yo, you can have me today and not work for it, something ain't wrong. If it's too easy to get it, be careful. So what you're running into is a father who's instilling values, and sometimes it's the first man that they meet. And so yes, you're going up against a father, but there's some things, like you said, he says you're not him, I would say standards and expectation. Don't worry, if you put the time in, and if you're worthy, and if she's worthy to put the time in, it will match.
So how come every time I go to DR, I fall in love fast, man? I'm happy.
That's because it's endurance.
You mean lust?
I'm messing with you. I'm messing.
You know it ain't no
All y'all been to DR, y'all was happy for a minute.
My wife, I had to sit. It was the
Say
first
stop.
time I
None
had
of
to
these
sit
guys been to DR. They love everybody.
My wife, it was the first time I had to sit down with a father.
I got this question
and
for the
really
group,
talk
right?
to a father. Go ahead, boss.
How many of y'all dated outside, like, black American women? Still black, but like different Haitian, like you said, Haitian, Trini, whatever. All right, my lady Ethiopian, right? Do you guys see the difference between dating black American women compared to black?
Get me in trouble.
Like when we talk about dating, what's the experience? Like it's on the same topic, right? But what's the difference between dating women outside the culture?
So then it goes back to my main point, and I think this is where I can only speak so much, but this is where I would say for Troy and Ambition. I get what y'all was definitely saying, but when I first finally started dating outside of America, it felt more like, I understand she had her daddy in her life, but it was more submissive. It was more like, hey, obey. How about let's do this? And she was always like, okay, we can do this, but how about let me add on to this? Let me try to do this. It was always like a good support system. Not, it didn't feel like, hey, be submissive. It felt like, okay, I got you. That's how it was different. But with Americans, especially American black women, it's always like, well, my daddy still values me. She said not to do this. My daddy said, oh, if I don't want to do this, we don't got to do this. I don't have to compromise with shit. It's like, that's the difference between American black women and Ethiopia. And I'm just saying, do you? And I don't know, since your girl's Ethiopian, do you understand what I'm saying? That like, it's not disrespectful submissiveness. It's like, okay, you want to do this? Well, I'm not really into this, but how about if we do this? How about can we do this next time? That's what I'm saying.
I think it's a cultural thing. We're talking about two different types of culture. So even I would say for anybody that's growing up from like whenever they start dating till about their 20s to 26 maybe. If they haven't dated outside their race, I would say probably around like 26, 28 would probably be a good time to start dating. And I only say that because it gives us the time to really figure out who we are and what we want. If we just jump outside our race, then that's just where we're gonna be at. But if we deal with our race, try to figure it out, learn and see, then we good. But if it doesn't have about 28, I do think we should start dating outside our race.
It's a different discipline.
Because it's a different,
It's a different discipline.
All right. So we just gotta wrap that up for the sake of time.
It's about to cook though.
No, but we're gonna talk about your topic. We're gonna talk about your topic though.
Okay.